Terrible thunderstorms, tornado watches, not warnings, watches. So not that bad, but they're down now. It's after midnight, but yeah, it's crazy night, crazy weather down here. So always get it in the spring. So, and being in this RV, it just tosses and turns. So you're not going to get any sleep. So I just sit out here on the couch with the dogs. And we're camping out tonight. All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. There was some strong storms that came through on Saturday night, but it's Monday morning now. I had to work yesterday, but everything looks okay up here. It wasn't as bad as they thought. I did end up finally getting some sleep, but I'm back up here working on the porch. What I'm doing right now is taking Tyvek, which is house wrap. It allows your wood to breathe, but it doesn't let water in here. So before I put up my ledger board across here, I thought I'd put, I saw somebody do that, and I like the idea of putting this in between. And then when we frame the house next year and put the OSB up on the on the 2x6 walls and stuff on the outside, will already be up here, and then I'll take Tyvek house wrap and we'll go around the whole house again, with the porch already having it down here. So, because this will all be covered with a deck coming out here. So I just figured get it started here. I'll let this lay down and keep the tarp over it and stuff, and it'll be fine. But I'm just going to do that real quick here. So where's my staple? That is stapler. Yeah, the wind usually blows this way, but we are cold this morning, which means it's coming out of the north over here, so it wants to blow this paper off of the ledge here while I'm trying to work with it. So I just go along with the stapler. Slap stapler is even better, but I couldn't find my slap stapler, so just using this. All right, guys, what I decided to do is I just cut this at kind of just roughly where I thought it would be, coming down 16 inches. Now I'm going to come down 16 inches because the deck boards, you want it ultimately to be even with the top here. So deck boards are 1.5 inches. The ledger board is 7 1/4. It's a 2x8, but in real terms, it's 7 1/4. And then the joist coming across will be 7 1/4. So that's coming down to here. Then to go over to the beam side here, where the beam's going to go across, that's going to be a double 2x8. So that's a 7 1/4. So it comes down again. So ultimately, you want to come down 16 inches total. And then you hold a level across to this and make your line, and then I'll make my cut. I just couldn't bring over a 10-foot 4x4. So I cut it roughly where I thought it should be. By the way, it's level. I have this new thing. These aren't attached or anything. I'll show you. That orange thing on there is a level for a post. It's got a rubber band to it. You just put it around. It was $6 at Lowe's, so I grabbed it at work, and it tells you that your post is level this way and level that way. So what I'll do is I'll make a few marks at 16 all the way, at least halfway, and then I'll snap a chalk line. That way I got a nice line right here, uh, and that's going to be even where I want to cut these at. So when I go along to each of these piers here, I can just lop them wherever that, by holding my level across and making sure it's level, make my mark, cut my leg 4x4, and then the beam should lay on here ultimately. It might require a shim here and there, but it should be pretty good. So I think that's what I'm going to go with. I kind of been experimenting with this, so looks like the easiest way to do. So. All right, guys, I'm ready to put my ledger board up, or the first one, they're 10-foot lengths. So because I'm by myself, I need a little extra hand. So I always put a board here, then the ledger board can rest on there while I'm down here screwing this end. So I'm just gonna put that in real quick here. And then I'll come down here and just, right now I'm just using regular deck screws, and then I'll come back with the structural screws that are legs and put them in it when I'm done with this. So all right, let's see if this works. Gotta kind of get it close to where I want it and walk down without it coming off of this board. And I got my line here where I want to screw it in. Just get it plumb right to the edge here. That looks good. Okay. Now lift it up. I ended up putting just one screw in down there so I can rotate this to exactly where I want it. That looks good right there. Try that again. Okay, 1.5 inches. So the flooring, the decking will come off of this, so it'll be even with that floor there. So now I just got to continue this all the way down. And like I said, all right guys, I got the ledger board all the way up. It's within 1.5 inches of the top here, all the way down. Got a level on it, it's level and everything, so we're pretty good. The next thing I'd like to do, I got some shade right here, so I'm going to try to shine my laser out. In the sun, that the line disappears, but in the if you even stand in front of the sun and give a shadow, you can usually see it. So I'm going to try get a couple of these legs going and cut where I want them, because the next step is really I should get this beam all set up, because then I can lay my lines here. This I still got to put in with structural screws, but I can then lay the lines out and start putting joists and figuring that out once I get this beam in over here. So I think I'm going to try that right now. All right, guys, what I did is I basically put the laser on my tripod and made it level to my line, which I made the other day right here, and about every so often all the way down. So then what I did is measured and just got my laser to level to that line, those lines, and you could see it if you blocked out the sun and got up close enough. And then a laser will shine all the way around 360 degrees pretty much. So it shined right on here, and as long as my posts were level and plumb, which my new level that I found at the store, make sure those bubbles are in. So I did those 3 posts and then shine the laser on that, and that gave me that line right here, and that tells me I just got to cut those right there. There's that one, and those will be level with my line that is right here. And as long as that beam sits up on there, that's going to make that beam level to the bottom of this. So then your joists lay across and onto the beam here. That'll be running that way, and you'll see it as I go along if you don't get it. It's kind of complicated, lots of math and head thinking and stuff, but I kind of enjoy that kind of this part of it and stuff, so lining all this up. But the next thing I'll do is probably do the other 4, but I'm running out of time here. It's after 5. I'm going to start cleaning up, pull my tarp back down, And but the next day will probably be Wednesday. Today's Monday. I'll be up here and hopefully get the other 4 of these lined up, and then I'll cut them all, and then I can start putting my beam across here. These are dead straight because of my string line that I pulled 4 feet off of this is just barely touching the backs of all those posts. So that just tells me everything's lining up good. So it's like putting together a puzzle a little bit. So all right, we'll get back to it. Okay, I got all the posts cut level and lined up. So now the next thing is this pressure treated wood, 2x8 doubled up to make that beam. So I'll start getting that ready. I think I'm gonna build that on the ground. Hopefully I can do it in 2 halves, but we'll see. We'll start taking it up there and see how far we get, because I think lifting this would be better if I got it in 2 halves and was able to put it finally together up on the posts. So let's just see how we do. All right, guys, kind of a windy afternoon, but I am putting the beam together. This is just laying here. I just wanted to see if it was level with those 2 posts, and it is perfect. So that's a good thing. This beam right here, right to here, there is a little over halfway, and I got it in 2 pieces. It looks like it's whole, but I have 1 screw just holding it together. I'll take that off tomorrow when I go and set it up onto these posts, and then kind of put it together and screw it. And right now I just have deck screws in there holding it, and of course I'll come back with structural screws, legs, and put them in. I'll probably do the leg screws in here tomorrow too. I did do my layout most of the way down just to get an idea where these posts are lining up, and they are lining up good for bracing also. So I like that idea, and so far everything. It was hot up here this afternoon when the sun, but once that sun goes over these trees over here in the afternoon, right there, even though there's not leaves on the trees yet, I do get a lot of nice shade up here. And with this breeze, it feels amazing. So everything's in bloom up here, so it's pretty cool. All right, cleanup time. All right, guys, just putting the ledger screws in. These are meant for ledger boards. They're timber screws made by a company called Timber Screws, and they're ledger screws specifically for a ledger board. And they give you even how to do a pattern. So you put one here, the next one, depending on the dimension of your wood, it gives you the space for the next one, and that goes down to this. So it goes from the upper to the lower. That way your wood doesn't cup. Sometimes wood, as it dries out and stuff, it'll want to cup, and that keeps that from doing that. And this goes right into our rim joist here, and all they need to do is have the point of that screw sticking through on the inside, and that way you know it's holding this on here good. So just going to continue with that. So got cold overnight. We're back in the 40s today, so winter gear back on. But I'm going to end the video here. Got a lot of progress done this week on the porch. Sorry, my nose is running, but hope to see you on the next one when I'll put the beam. I got it halfway put together, and we'll start putting it up on the posts here in the next video. So stick around, and give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Share the video, and I appreciate you guys watching. Okay, see you on the next one. Bye. Fresh load of gravel dumped today too, and spread with a dump truck. Yay.